Bitcoin. I'm not trading in my real money for monopoly money. Bitcoin. You gotta be kidding me. Cryptocurrencies are for kids. What's wrong with you? Real money for monopoly money? You gotta be crazy. You tripping. You know you tripping. That's exactly how I felt about cryptocurrencies before I saw this. Let's get into the video. Welcome to Piece of the Pie with Ty. I'm Ty, and I appreciate you guys coming to check me out. If you like any of the content in this video, please hit that like button, look something like this, and subscribe to the page so you can come back and see me. My channel is all about making sure people are aware of the different ways to get a piece of the pie. This video is about that big name cryptocurrency that everyone has heard about but may not know exactly what it is or how to go about investing into it. It's about Bitcoin. Yes, Bitcoin. Let's get right into it. First off, let's get into what is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a form of digital money that was created in 2009 by Satoshi Nakamoto. Bitcoin was created so it could be a universal currency for people all over the world and to give more power to the people and less control to the government. And what I mean by that is the currencies of the world are controlled by the government. The government controls currencies by inflation, interest rates, taxes, and printing money out of thin air. You can't do this with Bitcoin. Some people call Bitcoin the new gold because they are both very similar. Gold is very difficult and expensive to mine. It requires a lot of energy and expertise to mine. And the same would be said about Bitcoin. Bitcoins were created, but then they were hidden under layers and layers and layers of digital data throughout the web. To acquire Bitcoin, you have to mine it just like gold. Mining Bitcoin is also hard work. It requires a lot of electricity and expensive specialized computers. These computers are used to solve complex mathematical equations. Once the computers have solved the problem, the miner receives 6.25 Bitcoin. This is the current price. The price of the amount the miner gets is halved every 4 years. We just had a halving back in May of 2020. That sounds simple, right? You have a computer, you let the computer do the work, but it draws a lot of energy to have those computers mine Bitcoin. Some compare Bitcoin mining to electrifying a small city. Unlike gold, we know the maximum supply of Bitcoin. When Nakamoto created Bitcoin, he made sure that there were only going to be 21 million Bitcoins available. Out of this 21 million, 88% of Bitcoin has already been mined. So once it's at 100% mined, there will be no more Bitcoin. That's why it's extremely scarce, just like gold, which makes Bitcoin powerful and perfect in the fact that you just can't create more out of thin air like a lot of countries do with money. We do it in the US, but other countries can do it too. If Europe wanted to print more euros to balance out its economy, it can do that. But at the same time, what happens when you do that is it offsets the currency compared to the rest of the world. So some can consider it unfair. But again, you can't do this at all with Bitcoin because it's already set that it's going to be 21 million and no more. Now let's talk about where you can buy Bitcoin. You can buy Bitcoin on Robinhood, Webull, anywhere that offers cryptocurrency. You even can buy it on Cash App and PayPal. Okay, but when you buy it on these sites, they don't let you withdraw your Bitcoin. If you want to be able to withdraw your Bitcoin, you have to buy it on somewhere like Coinbase. There's a link in the description if you do want to sign up with Coinbase and start investing in Bitcoin. Like I said, check the description out. But if you buy it on Coinbase, you can withdraw because they will give you your keys. Okay, so every Bitcoin, even partial credit, every Bitcoin has keys so you can actually have your physical Bitcoin. If you are buying Bitcoin through a brokerage or institution, they hold the keys to your Bitcoin, so you don't really hold your Bitcoin. Extreme Bitcoiners believe that if you don't hold your own Bitcoin in something like a wallet that looks something like this, if you don't hold your Bitcoin in something like that, you basically don't own Bitcoin. You are giving the institutions power, which is the opposite of what Bitcoin was created for. Bitcoin was created to give power to the people and not the institutions and governments. You can invest in Bitcoin either way. Now I'm going to show you guys how much Bitcoin I have and where I own Bitcoin at. Alright, let's check it out. Okay guys, so these are my cryptocurrencies that I currently own. And as you see, Bitcoin is jumping out the gym for me. I think last video I did when I was showing you guys how much Bitcoin I had was in my game winning portfolio video. And if you go back and look at that video, I had gained only 80% in Bitcoin. Now I'm at 211%. And that's crazy. I increased 130% in the last month, which is crazy. That's why I'm so bullish on Bitcoin. I have nothing else in my portfolio that's winning like that. So I have Bitcoin, Ethereum right under it. But if you go back, my other holdings, you know, I'm doing pretty good, but nothing looks like Bitcoin. I'm doing pretty good, but nothing looks like Bitcoin. When we look at how much Bitcoin I have, I only put in, let's go to the details. I've only put in $510 in Bitcoin. And I have made $1,075 off of my Bitcoin. That's crazy. That's crazy, right? And I've only been in Bitcoin since October. Because again, I was kind of skittish about buying into Bitcoin, but yeah, it's something that you need to look at. Bitcoin is scheduled to do a whole lot more things because now Bitcoin has gained the attention of the institutional players, and these big name players are actually taking Bitcoin serious. And I'm going to show you guys one of the projections that's been looked at and been on point so far by Plan B. Okay, this is the projection of Bitcoin's price written by Plan B. And Plan B was a Twitter account, anonymous Twitter account. They don't know who Plan B is, but he had wrote out, we're going to assume is a he had wrote out the projection of Bitcoin, and so far it's been spot on. At first people thought it was a joke and people didn't take it serious, but he's been spot on so far, and now Wall Street is actually paying Plan B's projection a little bit of attention. Alright, according to Plan B's chart, by the end of 2021, this year, he's projecting that Bitcoin is going to be at $100,000. $100,000. That's killer. That mean my investment is going to double again this year, if this is correct. And something else to point out that we should probably pay attention to is Plan B is projecting that by 2028, Bitcoin will be at $4 million. By 2028, one Bitcoin will be worth $4 million. So I definitely think that's something that we should pay attention to. Wall Street is paying attention to it now. Millionaires are paying attention to it now. So Bitcoin is definitely something to watch. And it'll be interesting to see if it gets to this $100,000 this year as he has projected. That was a quick rundown on Bitcoin, what it is, where to buy it, and why I got faith in it. At the end of the day, why wouldn't you put something in Bitcoin? If something is projected to go to $4 million by 2028, why not put a little something in it just to see? I only put 500 into Bitcoin because I didn't know much about cryptocurrencies, but at this point, I definitely take cryptocurrency serious, especially Bitcoin. The rest, I'm not sure about so far, but Bitcoin makes sense to me, and that's what it's all about, the common sense of things. Bitcoin makes sense to me, being a universal currency, and I can't argue with the growth. I really think Bitcoin has the potential to perform exactly as predicted or very close. And if it get even close to what's projected, I'm with it. And of course, if you want to learn more about Bitcoin, I'm going to have a link in the description to the books that I used to do my research on Bitcoin and a lot of my stock research. I'm going to have those books in the description. So in case you want to dive deeper into Bitcoin, check the description out. Also in the description, I'm going to have a link to the Facebook group where we discuss stocks and everything pertaining to investing. If you think that's something that you're interested in, again, check the description. If you enjoyed this content, please like the video. It really helps me out. Subscribe to the page so you can come back and see me. I appreciate all y'all checking me out, and I got plenty more to talk about. Thanks.